We are live.
Live.
I've been training, bro. I've been working on my lung capacity so I can do these like really long live and put all the emphasis into it. So you guys don't know what goes into making a podcast. You don't know about what I be doing in the off season. You know, run and win sprints with the parachutes. You don't know about that. It's all for the podcast. June 17th, 2020, 3 p.m. in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. I got Mr. Carlos Estek, the homie, is here with me. We will be co-hosting this edition of the SMT podcast. And we got a big topic to discuss, man. This is usually not the time I like to do this. I like to do it in the evening, but we have a Patreon exclusive tonight. So for those of you joining us here this afternoon and you want to be a part of that conversation, all it takes is a membership and a small donation to the SMT Patreon page. And you can get access to exclusive videos, early access to YouTube videos here. You can also get access to the exclusive Patreon exclusive live streams and podcasts and other perks that are associated with the Patreon page. I see we got 52 people already in the live. It is good to have you guys. Carlos, we got an important topic we're going to discuss. I know that there's people that will be chiming in and they'll offer their opinions and their thoughts to the situations that we'll discuss. But I will tell you guys right now, I'm not in the mood. I think that's a fair way to put it. I'm not in the mood to be questioned. Most of the time, I really do appreciate the feedback of the nation. But this is one of those things where I'm not really looking to hear any type of rational explanation because some of the topics we're going to discuss are inexcusable, regardless of how you slice it, type of deal, right? Some things are just wrong. There's this little thing called business ethics. My father owns and operates a business, and the goal is for you to make money in a business, but in the process, you offer a product or a service that customers enjoy and appreciate. They have no problem paying for such services and products. It's a fair exchange, right? That's how business works. Carlos, you yourself have owned and operated multiple businesses. You know how it works. Some of you out there, you may be managers, you may be owners and operators of businesses. There's certain things you do, and there's certain things you don't do. And I think it's really easy to know if you're doing the right thing. Ask yourself this question: would I do this to my family? If the answer is yes, you're probably doing the right thing. If the answer is no, you're probably looking at doing the wrong thing. Now, some people are heartless and cold-blooded. They'll do it anyways to their family, right? They'll screw them anyway. But I'm just saying that most people that have some form of a moral conscience, right? They'll do the right thing, right? That's kind of how you can look at it. Let me just go ahead and do all of the community stuff because, this will help me cool down a little bit. Anyways, there are links to the following community items in the description box of this video. We have the Patreon page link there. Like I said, join the Patreon page, get early access to YouTube videos, exclusive content found nowhere else, including additional live stream and podcasts that are exclusive to Patreon. I'd like to welcome JR, aka Uncle Breadman, Jake S, Ralph A, and Austin S, and Cigar Brent, the newest members of the SMT Patreon. Welcome to you guys. Also in the description box, the @SneedTech Twitter handle. Carlos, was it Carlos 702 for your Twitter handle?
Carlos Tech 702, I think.
Carlos Tech 702. Check out Carlos there on Twitter. We do Periscope lives, uncensored, raw, uncut. You really get what we're thinking, what's on our minds, and some really important conversations I think happen there. And we do a lot of network testing on there. It's not monetized. We don't hold back. We let it rip. If you're into that, check it out. And then we have the Megadon.net invite code, the social media platform of the future. Never need another social media platform ever again. No algorithms, no ads, and no tracking. Megadon.net. Megadon.net. If you want to take your social media security seriously, Megadon.net. Here's my opening statement for tonight's podcast, or this afternoon, Carlos.
Let her rip.
There is no more uncarrier. When I said I didn't want to negotiate with anybody on this podcast, that's how I need to open this. There is no such thing as the uncarrier. Cut it out. Remove it from your vocabulary. It does not exist on the Sneed Mobile Tech YouTube channel vernacular anymore. There is no such thing as the uncarrier. If you believe that there is still an uncarrier, I have an oceanfront property in Idaho for sale that I'd love to sell you. And I got a bridge in Brooklyn for sale too.
Yeah.
If you believe there's still an uncarrier.
And the Verrazano Bridge, too. Might as well add that one.
I'll give you 2 for 1. Yeah, we'll give you 2 for 1. Here's what we got, bro. Let's start with the network, shall we? The T-Mobile network has been going through some things. I actually will go ahead and give them a slight pass on the network. There's a lot going on there. Okay, so I'm not going to make it rain on Neville per se. I will on a certain extent. I'll get to that. Anyways, T-Mobile is claiming that an internet traffic issue for the network caused the outage. Contrary to popular belief, neither Verizon nor AT&T are going to accept any responsibility for any network outages. Verizon and AT&T said, there's nothing wrong with our networks. There's nothing wrong. All of our calling, all of our data, all of our texting is all functioning properly. There were no Verizon or AT&T outages. Everything was traced back to T-Mobile. The only problems were when people that had Verizon or AT&T were trying to call people that were on T-Mobile and vice versa. There were no problems with Verizon and AT&T. A spade is a spade. I'm not pouring it on T-Mobile. I'm putting an end to the farce that some people were saying that everybody was having issues. No. T-Mobile had issues. That's why Verizon and AT&T customers couldn't get through to those people. Stop all the rhetoric. Stop the false narratives. That was the problem. Thank you, Gene, for the $2 super chat. You are a very nice guy, man. Thank you. You're always so generous. Thank you for that. Anyways, Neville took full responsibility of the issue. He manned up and said it was on us. You know, it's good, right? Accountability is good. We like that. That's a good quality. They're going to be getting fined big time, landing somewhere between $1 billion to $2.5 billion.
Yeah.
It's a lot of dough. Just so you guys are aware, that amount of money could be half of the merger-related costs for the year. That includes network integration. That's nice. That's going to hurt them. That's going to set them back in network build.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I'm most disappointed, because the end game is to see a better network moving forward. So that's disappointing. Sprint Legacy Lifeline program. Those people were affected. A lot of the fines will be kind of coming back from that. We got 100 in the live. Thank you guys for being here. Please do like and share this video on your way in. It's good to have you guys. We know that T-Mobile was migrating about 1 million customers from Sprint onto the T-Mobile network. In my opinion, I think T-Mobile got caught with their hand in the cookie jar, being a little greedy, trying to bring over too many customers at once, and some form of an overload through some software layering and stuff. All right.
It backfired.
Thanks, Darius, for the $5 super chat. Customer care earlier, it was all carriers. Yeah. No. It was not all carriers.
This is the thing. This is the thing. Like, I even tested it myself. When you would call a T-Mobile phone, automatically it would pop up saying the message, the Verizon wireless customer you are calling is not available. It would say that. That's just a generic automated thing because the call can't connect to that other end. It's
Right.
not because there's an issue with the actual Verizon wireless network. Because I was able to make calls fine. I received calls fine. I was on the road the whole day that day, no problem.
I know it's a difficult time. The network's going through some transitions, but I think that's the situation. Let me get to some other things. I just wanted to make sure that everybody was kind of on the up and up there. These are some quickies. If you're looking for more details on these topics, I just did a Patreon exclusive on these things. You can access that by becoming a member. There's 4 tiers, $1, $2, $3, and $5 tiers. If you'd like to make your donation to support the channel and then get the additional access, it's a great way to join the community. T-Mobile/Sprint is being sued for installing sites without proper approval and permission. There are some cases ongoing there. Rich Z, thank you for the super chat. No wonder they can't buy Chantel. Too much messing up of the business practices. I don't know what's going to happen to that. I'm following that situation closely, though. Thanks, Rich, for the super chat. Appreciate you. They're being sued for some improper installs. That's coming out of the Sprint side. It looks like they're going to have to backtrack that and probably take those down, and there's some other stuff going on there. That's really not a big deal, but that is something that I covered in my last update on the Patreon page. If you guys are interested in learning more about that story, I covered it there. Another item that I discussed on that last Patreon video, the parent company of Sprint, SoftBank, the majority stakeholder, they're looking to be selling all of their shares, from what I understand, or at least 2/3 of them. It looks like they're going to hold on to some. I'm not sure. Anyways, they're looking to recoup some money. They are horribly invested in American businesses. They've been a complete and utter failure. I cover all those details in that update as well. Now here's the big piece, Carlos, and this is where we're bringing the punches, bro. This is where we're bringing the right hooks and the straights, right?
Yep.
T-Mobile on Monday, and I believe also yesterday, not only are there going to be people fired because of the network issue, you know for a fact there's going to be somewhere between 10 and 20 people getting laid off, or fired for the misexecution of whatever was going on with the network, right?
Yep.
But T-Mobile is laying off hundreds of Sprint employees who worked for divisions of Sprint that don't translate to the new T-Mobile's plans. So because the way Sprint structured their business, they had these really small segment of teams that were like responsive to business. Like, let's say Carlos has a business account. He's got 15 lines that operates some segment of his business. He would have a representative that he would call. He would have like an account manager that he would call that would know his name, know his business, and be able to be responsive. And Carlos appreciates that. And, it's all part of the account, a business account.
Of course.
So you have a bunch of that with Sprint. That's what Sprint has been doing for decades, actually, going back to the 90s, right? Apparently, VP of T-Mobile, James Kirby, know the name, had a conference call on Monday and essentially fired all of those people on conference call. He said, we will no longer be needing your services. Apply for new jobs. Bruh. A 5-minute conference call where he didn't field any questions. He didn't answer any questions. He said what he had to say in 5 minutes and hung up the conference call. Now, if anybody tries to hit and run in any scenario, we call them a coward. But in corporate America, that's okay. So all's fair in love and war, but not business.
That is true.
Joe, big shout out to Joe with the $5 super chat. Canceled my T-Mobile line this morning. Got a port in. progress over to Verizon via Straight Talk T-Mobile. Oh man,
Via what? Straight Talk.
he's going to Straight Talk Verizon, bro. He's gonna get a good deal.
Because right now Verizon is doing what is it? $300 BYOD. They give you $300 digital MasterCard you can link to your Google Pay or your Apple Pay.
He's going through Straight Talks, so that means he's probably going to get himself 25 gigs of high speed data, and then it slow down after that. He's probably getting a good deal. What is it, $50 probably?
I think.
I don't know. Thank you for the super chat, bro. So look, apparently for the last 48 hours, all of these types of management calls have been ongoing. These are directives from the board. These are decisions that were made in a board where John Legere was for about a week, and he left. John Legere was on the board. He was given a chair on that board. He didn't last 1 week. I personally feel that John was on one meeting and walked out. Yep. And I bet you he typed out his resignation as they were going through all of this material. I can kind of like visualize it. I could see the thing unfolded in front of me, like my imagination, like John's sitting there, he's listening to these things, and he's like, this is really happening right now? Everything I've done for the last 10 years, this new T-Mobile is about to turn everything around. John literally vacated the most comfortable of positions on one of the biggest telecoms in the nation. We're talking T-Mobile, which now serves over 130, 140 million customers. AT&T and Verizon, like, that's it. He left. He walked away and said, no, thank you. Big shout out to MT Houston, Texas, man. It's good to see you, bro. Thank you for the super chat, man. Glad all is well. And I feel like it's been a while since we've seen you. So, yeah, good to have you, man. Thank you. So they essentially are eliminating teams of jobs, right? Like clusters of 50, 100, 200, 300, 400 people at a time. It's going to add up to tens of thousands when this is all said and done. Kirby told them that there would be 200 new jobs created from the over 400 layoffs. More layoffs are expected on the consumer side. T-Mobile refuses to comment. Bruh.
But we know what it is.
Bruh. There is no uncarrier. Just reminding everybody, this uncarrier nonsense needs to stop. Let's keep this going, bro. There's more. There's more. We're only 18 minutes in. There's more to this. And feel free to speak on whatever you want, Carlos. Entire sprint teams have been eliminated. A complete realignment of T-Mobile teams are going to be created. No more team of experts.
Yeah,
right. We're going to expect that to be gone. Retail support is going to be changing. Customer care is going to change. Complete retail realignment, how they're going to be conducting business is going to be changed. Who knows what sales and shopping online and shipping and all that's going to look like? Who knows, right? They're going to have an entire new system when they integrate Sprint and all their business operations. Bro, it all started with Metro by T-Mobile. That was like a tip of the iceberg a couple of months ago, right? When we started covering those stories.
Yeah. That's the end.
They terminated all these MVNO deals from the T-Mobile side. They have to honor the Sprint ones till they write out the contract. They won't. I think not only will there be people getting fired, like laid off, not returning, can we expect people to be having to take pay cuts if they're going to stay with the company?
Yeah.
Michael, thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate it, man. You're always really nice to do that. Thank you.
There's actually, bro, what is it? There's Sprint employees right now that are being offered to keep their position, their same retail sales associate position or manager position, but at a big reduction. So, like, let's say if a retail associate makes $15 an hour, because Sprint actually did pay pretty decent. You know, they were like $14, $15 an hour for a salesperson, so plus commission. So they're lowballing them at like between $9 to $11 an hour, and then they're getting rid of the T-Mobile employee that gets paid higher at that same level. Just basically to cheap change it.
Michael, thanks for the donation. Cesar, thank you for your donation as well. Will Sprint bring Lease Flex to T-Mobile? No.
You know, they're creating their new system of leasing. They're adapting kind of that system, but it's going to be a little bit different.
Kimberly, it's not really a cell phone company problem. This is a T-Mobile problem. It's not really a problem. It's a shift in their mentality. It's a shift in their business ideology. Sean says, I went through the same thing when Kraft bought Heinz. It was amazing watching entire departments in Pittsburgh being wiped out and all the jobs moved to Chicago. Brutal practices during a merger buyout. But they say they're the uncarrier. Everybody was safe. Everything was going to be okay. They said that. Bruh. Insert meme. Bruh.
Yeah.
Can somebody make a meme of the SMT? Bruh.
It's not looking good, I'll tell you that much, bro.
Bro, they're going to completely revamp everything from retail, customer care, executives, upper management. Bro, I'm giving it to him. Let him have it, Sneed. Yeah, Dan, thank you for the super chat, bro. It's really nice of you.
Bro, with this new system that they got going on, that they're implementing, is basically what they plan on doing at the end of the day, bro. Get rid of team of experts, get rid of RSL, and just have it straight up to be, you know, either in store or online. The limited stores they're going to have, or you're going to go online and do it. And that's why they're getting rid of a lot of these Metro stores too, because you'll be able to do it at a T-Mobile store. You'll be able to do your Metro by T-Mobile transaction in a regular T-Mobile store. Come in the middle or the end of next month.
Carlos, what's the difference between the new leasing? I'm not sure what you mean, Cesar.
Oh, with the new leasing. I haven't gotten any full details yet on it, but once we figure it out,
got about a month, right? We'll know more in July.
We'll know more, but I know that they're doing a different credit status system. The new system is going to be doing different. The credit class is going to be restructured. We don't know if it's going to be for the better or the worst. I haven't seen the list yet, but we'll keep you posted.
You know, Carlos, I was mentioning this earlier. There was a comment in one of my videos in February when John said he would not be renewing his contract with T-Mobile. There was a comment that literally said, if John Legere leaves, I leave. I will not stay a customer with T-Mobile. I laughed. I said, you mean to tell me you're picking your carrier because of the CEO? And I laughed. I said, there's no way, right?
No.
But it wasn't that he was picking a carrier based on the CEO. He was picking T-Mobile because of John. It was a specific thing. Like, it doesn't apply to AT&T. It doesn't apply to Sprint. It doesn't apply to any other situation. Literally, they were riding with John because John stood for something that they related to, that they appreciated. Whatever it was that John did, the magic, he convinced people that what he was doing was honorable. And he was different than all the others. Right. He convinced people of that, but he backed it up for a decade. Mm-hmm. He did it for 10 years.
Look, bro, this is all they wanted to do. They wanted to bring up the company, hype it up, get get the momentum going. John was gonna renew. They're like, we don't need you anymore. We're gonna take this as business as usual. Got rid of him. Made sure the merger went through. Give him his little bonus. Get the heck out of here. We'll give you that seat real quick. He saw the hot mess, and he said, "Man, I can't do this anymore," and just left, bro. Because he's a man of the people. I hate to say certain things, bro, but it is true. He's a man of the people. He was about jobs. I think if he had to sacrifice his paycheck, if he was still the CEO right now, he had to sacrifice his paycheck for these people to keep their jobs. I think he would. I think he would step to the plate and say, you know what? Cut my paycheck right now because we need to keep these jobs.
Paul, thank you for the super chat. I get it, man. Believe you me, homie. I get it. I get it 100%.
He might have went a little bit too rough, with the pink pom-poms and stuff. But you know what, man? He was a man of the people. I can truly admit that. Because I know no way he would let this happen.
To anybody out there, Jose, you're very welcome. If you haven't seen my video today, go get your credit from T-Mobile. Whether you had an outage or not in your area, whether you were affected by not, call them and tell them you were affected by the outage. I couldn't make calls. I couldn't call certain people. Tell them. Get your credit. I don't care about them. I don't have feelings for carriers. I don't care. Bro, this is the conversation I've had with people. NBA players make too much money. NFL players make too much money. Bro, they're millionaires. The owners are billionaires. You want the billionaires to make more money? Let the freaking players make some money.
Yep.
Go get your money. Everybody out there, if you have a T-Mobile line or account, go get credits and ride them until you get what you want. Aim for the sky.
That's right, man.
Until you hit the moon, keep trying.
You know how many business customers they lost? They lost business, bro. Think about all those calls that they missed.
Thanks, Brendan. Yeah, dude.
One transaction that they missed could have been $5,000-$10,000 transaction. We don't know.
I am not trying to get people to switch carriers. My goal on here is not that. You get the best deal for you. Always. Best service, best deal, the whole shebang. Whatever is involved in your decision-making process, you consider it all. I'm here to tell you there is no such thing as the uncarrier. Stop the madness. That is rhetoric. That is propaganda. There is no such thing. The uncarrier left in April. He's gone forever. If you want him, he's got a Twitter handle, @John Legere. Probably riding some scooter somewhere, skipping leg day.
Yeah, bro. Chilling.
You know what? You want to do him a solid? Tell him the SMT sent you. Go say hello and tell him I hope he's doing well.
Yep.
Mike Sievert, Randall Stevenson. What's the difference?
Yeah, seriously, bro. And they try blending this.
Who was the guy? Who was Ronan Dunn? The guy from Verizon back in the day? No difference, bro. The Maverick's gone. John's gone.
This is how I look at it, bro.
Oh, we got some haters in here?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got some haters in here. I'll tell you what, Sean. Bang, bang. Shoot them down, bro. They don't want any parts of this, bro. They don't want to be here for this anyways. They don't want this smoke. Bro, we're not here to celebrate what's been going on.
We're just spitting the truth, bro.
Company. Bro, they don't want to hear what I have to say when it comes to this. This is too objective. There's too much facts. We've removed all of the marketing. We've removed all of that. This is what's there right now. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You could say I'm overreacting. You could say that I'm over the top. You could say I'm emotional about it. That's fine. I don't really care. You guys, anybody could say anything about me. I don't really care. All I'm saying is that the uncarrier does not exist anymore. We need to remove that word from the vocabulary. It's not a thing. So
That's
whatever
correct.
signage, whatever uncarrier, bruh, no, it's not a thing anymore. John's gone. If you're celebrating T-Mobile, you're celebrating John's legacy. You are not going to celebrate this. Bro, people lost on hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars in the outages. They thought that giving you $50 was going to appease you.
Bro, you know what's the sad thing is I know, okay, like I have a business account with T-Mobile and I know somebody else that does. One person's been with the company less than a year. I've been with the company 10 years. They give them automatically $100 credit. Me, they offered me $20 and I had to fight to get a 50. I literally had to fight a 50. And I told them, I was like, well, I lost about $2,000 worth of business because my employees couldn't get their calls that are in charge while I'm out of town. So you're saying that my $2,000 loss is only worth $20, and then at the end they hit it with 50, and I'm like, well, is that the best you guys can do? They're like, that's all we can do.
Mike, I really didn't have any intentions of bringing on a bunch of people. It was really just going to be me and Los because we felt so strongly about this to make sure that people knew all the things that are going on. You need to know, because what's going to happen is and I sent you the link. What's going to happen is people will continue to say that, no, T-Mobile is the customer-friendly carrier. T-Mobile is the uncarrier. T-Mobile got rid of... No, that was John Legere. He's gone. They're making it abundantly clear that John's gone and that it's a different company. That's okay. It is okay for T-Mobile to be different now, if that's where they want to go with their business. They're a publicly traded company. They could do whatever they want.
Of course.
I'm here to tell the people, though, of what they're doing, how the company is now different. I'm not here to put any customers down. I'm here to support and inform, right? We just want to know what's going on and the truth, right?
Hey,
I hate to say this.
I'm so sorry to cut off. I'm sorry to ask you to come in, Sam, but I was watching this live stream, and I actually got a couple things I wanted to say about this, and I'm actually with all of you guys right now. I'm sorry to barge in. What's up, Carlos? No. I'm really sorry to do this, but
no, it's okay, bro.
You hit a nerve, and you hit a perfect nerve, dude. This frustration that you're feeling has been the frustration that people in my family, my mother, and myself have been dealing with T-Mobile. And if you want, I could give you a quick of what's happening right now. We're actually in the process of considering leaving T-Mobile. We're actually considering it now. See, what's going on is that their customer service has been treating my mom like, a lot more, how do I say, runaround. So basically, my mom did a trade-in with T-Mobile, that whole promotion crap. They said they doubled the value of her phone. Long story short, they didn't give it to her. So she's been fighting for almost a month trying to get that credit. Then they raised her bill up for no reason at all. We had to go back and check it. There was no surcharge. They just raised the bill. And instead of crediting it, they just like, oh, we'll take it off. No credit back. Because we paid that high bill. So no credit back. And right now, we're at the stage where my mom's making a decision if we're going to pull all the lines off of T-Mobile. The customer service is starting to go down. That network outage was terrible. Now, I understand, a lot of things happened, but this was terrible. That was – and I saw their apology. I read it. That's no excuse. Listen, there's no excuse. I read it. It feels like a bullshit – I'm sorry, excuse my language. It feels like a BS apology. It doesn't feel sincere. It doesn't feel genuine. And I got to say this. You're right. I said it, and you have said it. Many people have said it. When John Legere stepped down from T-Mobile, that was the day T-Mobile was going to be defined either as a success or failure. And I think it's shown by the couple months that this new guy, I forgot his name, Brian, is that his name, Brian? The new CEO?
Mike Cezar.
Mike Cezar. Thank you. Brian's the other guy I was thinking of. But Mike Cezar, a couple months in, things don't look too good. There haven't been any big whoop. There haven't been any big announcements. And Carlos, you said it perfectly. John was the man of the people. Even though he was at the top, he was at the flight. Listen, it doesn't matter how high you are. The people's voices are always going to be heard, and you listen to them, you deliver. And I think, Sam, you hit it on the nail too. You said that he backed it up. everybody likes to talk crap about T-Mobile. You know, for about 10 years now, they're saying, "Oh, it's nothing compared." John Legere did a full 360 on that company. They went from about to announce bankruptcy to literally owning Sprint. So I don't know how you could go around and keep trashing T-Mobile for all the good that he's done. So I'm going to just say this, that, you know, I wanted to, you know, kind of chime in because I have some frustration too. The way they're treating their long-term customers, like my parents, they've been around since the 80s. Long-term. That's long-term we're talking. And
so we're talking OmniPoint, stuff like that?
The original. My dad.
The original.
Western Wireless, OmniPoint.
Yeah. That's how long they go back. So it's just, I think that it's gotten to a point where it's really bad, and I'm not trying to blow it up into proportion. You know, things could change for the better, but right now at the current status, if you were to tell me, should I go with T-Mobile? Do you really think I should do this? I'll be really honest with you. Like before John left, I'd be like, hell yeah. Now I don't know if I can. I'm sorry. I don't know, and that's what I wanted to do.
Right, and I'm not here telling people to switch carriers. I don't want any more people on my Verizon network. I don't want it congested. Stay off.
Yeah.
Stay with T-Mobile. Go to AT&T. I don't really care. Bro, AT&T's got a very capacitive network. Go that way. Leave my Verizon alone. I'm just saying they're different now. You know? And I just think these are the reminders of that. You know, Mike Sievert may have been a part of the uncarrier moves. I hear he had a big hand in all of that, but he's not getting the okay from anybody to do that anymore. John signed off on everything as the CEO. So if Mike Sievert was his right hand and he said, look, I think we need to bring back unlimited data. And John was like, okay, I trust you, do it. Right. Or he said, okay, we're bringing Netflix on us. John said, okay, do it. You have my okay. I'll sign off on this. Mike Sievert was brought on. He's a Deutsche Telekom employee, right? He answers to a larger stakeholder. Deutsche Telekom got 47% of the company. They may be getting more of it, depending on what happens with SoftBank, the parent company of Sprint. They want to sell 2/3 of their stakes, their shares. Who knows where that's going to end up? More on that story on the Patreon exclusive. Check it out, guys. Join the community. They're just different now. You know, I don't want to hear the word uncarrier. Magenta doesn't mean anything to me. I mean, it's their color. It's fine, whatever. But you're not going to walk into a store and feel the same energy anymore. You're not going to call up your team of experts anymore. They're not going to know your name. They are who we thought they were. Who remembers Denny Green, bro? Rest in peace, Denny Green, the old coach of the Minnesota Vikings and Arizona Cardinals. His team almost beat a team. They ended up losing. It was so close at the end, right? And he was so upset about how close the loss was. He said, they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. And he knocked the microphone over. And he walked out, bro. It was classic, bro. Rest in peace, Denny Green. They are who we thought they were. Once John left, they are who we thought they were.
You know, also in the live chat, Tony Phone, I don't know if you see that comment, but he kind of puts it, you know, I kind of like what he said there. Young Carrier wasn't carrier at all. He was a man who cared about the customer. He was the uncarrier. John wasn't the CEO we deserved, but he was the CEO we needed. You know something? I got to say, he's right. He hit it on the nail. John was a man of the people. Carlos, you put it perfectly.
Bro, Mike, look, I'm going to tell you this right now. I love calling T-Mobile, bro, knowing that, hey, Carlos, how you doing? You know, how can we help you again today? Is your issue resolved from the last time, or do we need to continue from there? That's exactly how the call used to go. You know how great that feels, bro, knowing that they read through the last memo before they answered my call to see if that was maybe what I was calling about still?
That must be awesome.
John nailed that to the point. That was nailed perfectly.
Yeah.
And now it's gonna go from that great GOAT thing to who knows what.
And I really hope it doesn't, because, you know, that was the one thing that they made a big whoop about. But again, it goes back to what Sam said. You know, things are changing, and now you start to truly see, I always, something, this is going to sound crazy. Maybe it's just me being young, but if you guys ever seen that movie, The Dark Knight, there was a quote in The Joker. The Joker said a quote. You see, in their last moments, people show you who they really are. When John left, I don't think it was their last moment, but in that moment when John stepped out the door, stepped off the board of directors, and it finally was a company, T-Mobile, without John, I think that's when you started to see the true colors start to come out. You started to see the direction they were heading. And I always say, I don't like looking at movies with things like that, but when a movie has a quote that deep and it kind of starts to relate to things in the real world, and I think we've made a lot of references with that movie, but that quote always stuck out to me. And when I see what's going on with T-Mobile and when I start to see everything down to their customer service, even the narrowest of their team of experts, I'm starting to think, you know what? I'm thinking that movie was way ahead of its time, but that quote stands the test of time. You start to see the true colors.
Yeah, I think the things that made T-Mobile unique in the past, a lot of those things are going to be different. How you go into a store and feel the retail experience, how when you call customer care and the team of experts, all that's going to change. I just want people to be ready for it. I don't want people being caught off guard. You think I want to stand here and be like, yeah, I told you so? I don't get off on that. like freaking Pickle Rick was right. Pickle Rick is a prophet, bro. He called this.
Yeah,
Pickle
he did.
Rick called it, bro.
Yeah, he kind of did.
Damn, Ricky called it, man. Son of a gun.
Pickle Rick, man. Who would have thought a cartoon character would really be predicted? That's even worse than the Joker.
Bro, I'm not trying to get anybody to switch. Whoever thumbs down, if you thumb down this video, I hope you understand that you're using your fanboyism, your magenta colored glasses. You're using that to cloud your judgment. If anything, I'll tell you what, if you appreciate objectivity, hit the like button. If you appreciate somebody trying to tell it like it is, hit the like button. If you appreciate somebody who doesn't care about the feelings of carriers and how you feel about your carrier, hit the like button. If you're a sucker, hit the thumbs down button. If you're a sucker, hit the thumbs down button. If you've been played, if you've been brainwashed and bamboozled, hit the thumbs down button.
Damn, you have to put the bamboozle move.
That's
if you got tricked with the okie doke, hit the thumbs down button.
That's deep. That's deep. I could tell you're frustrated. I could really tell you're frustrated, Sam. And you have every right to be.
My intention, my channel is built on information. It's trying to inform consumers. Make the best decision for you. Here's the information that we've collected on this channel. A lot of channels will not go through the analysis of this information. A lot of channels will offer some and walk away from it. So they present it and that's it. And that's cool. That's okay. That's good. Bro, information is good. What you do with the information, your synthesis of it is important. How you perceive it, how it draws meaning to you. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I offer a little bit of analysis. I've been following this stuff for so long, I'm starting to connect dots. You know what I'm saying? So when all those multi-vendor stores that were selling Metro Boost, like multi-vendor, they lost their contracts to T-Mobile. T-Mobile terminated them.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it meant something. When they started closing Metro stores and never reopening them, that means something. Now we're seeing its manifestation. Same thing with AT&T. AT&T is laying off thousands of jobs. That's what they do.
But we expect that from them.
We've seen that story. So let's go ahead and call a spade a spade. T-Mobile's the new AT&T.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
They're doing things that Big Blue does. Bro, people call them the Death Star. Okay. So T-Mobile is doing Death Star things. That's the same things. Layoffs, firing, changing of business practices. They're doing Death Star things. It's
pickle
a
Reed.
spade is a spade, bro.
Yeah, I never thought it'd get to this point because you used to look at T-Mobile with a lot of high expectations in the beginning when you see they try to shake things up, and it still baffles me to this day that people still try to argue that T-Mobile is now back then was the worst carrier, but when we look at it now and kind of reflect on it, you really kind of understand that it really wasn't. And you kind of, you can't get it back because what happens in the past stays in the past. That's something you got to live with. But that doesn't mean the future is going to be any better or any worse. I'm not saying, things are going to get better, Sam, but I'm just saying as a consumer, as a person who pays their own bills, I think you guys can relate. As a person who has their own phone and needs a service, T-Mobile used to be the bargain, give you a lot of value for what you pay.
Yeah,
And
that gap has closed a little bit.
And that gap, you're right. You took the words right out of my mouth.
See, Mike, a lot of people doubted me when I had the information because I know somebody on the inside. Like, I'm not talking about the ones that we know that come on here. I'm talking about my own personal people in Vegas. And they show me emails that only top people can see because they are up there in the chain of command. And I've been calling this out, bro. I've been seeing it. And I wish it would have turned around and been wrong. But all these, bro, it's on emails. Emails don't lie.
No, of course.
So, like I've told people, be prepared soon. Taxes and fees, it's going to be a thing of the past. Be prepared soon. Netflix, if the price goes up, it is going to go away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if T-Mobile's thing has always been no taxes, no fees, like that's been their one of their uncarrier moves. They included everything bundled in at a price, and it was really cool and really nice for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Carlos walked into a T-Mobile store last week and got hit with a $20 service charge.
Yeah. Literally, I paid.
Where is that's not made up. He has the receipt. Yeah. He has pictures of this. Carlos, tweet it out, bro. Show people don't believe it or something. I'm just saying.
You've been with T-Mobile long enough. Okay, you remember when you used to buy a phone from them, a phone that comes with a SIM card pre-inserted, already ready to go.
Mm-hmm, I remember that.
Did they ever charge you a SIM card fee? Now they do.
Now they do.
Now they do. They charge you your $20 upgrade fee, which we already knew.
Carlos,
they always did that.
Is there a problem with them trying to make money?
But now they charge you on top of it. Now they charge you a $20 setup fee.
Carlos, is there a problem trying to make money?
No.
Is there a problem when it's disingenuous and you're pretending to be customer friendly, but you're not?
Yeah.
See, there's the problem. There's a misalignment. What you're getting and what they're saying are two different things. They're saying they're the uncarrier. They're saying that we're addressing pain points. Not anymore.
Hold on. EV, you're saying authorized dealers do that? No, this was a corporate store I went to. Sure. I'll send you put your Twitter handle on there and I'll send you the receipt and you can Google the address and you'll see it's straight up a corporate store that did this.
If you were a customer that went to T-Mobile to take advantage of the uncarrier moves, to be on an uncarrier, you're now thinking to yourself, I'm looking to go. What I came here for is no longer being offered. If you're with T-Mobile because of the best pricing, that may still be the best option for you. Don't leave T-Mobile. The only way you should be thinking about T-Mobile, leaving the company is if you're displeased about something. And these are some things that could really displease some people.
Oh, yeah.
The network outage is one thing. The network integration process has been a pain. But, like I said, if you're satisfied, do not leave T-Mobile. I am not trying to change anyone's thoughts on where they spend their money. I'm here to inform what they are doing post-merger. That's it.
Sam, mind if I cut in for a second? So you mentioned something about going to the store, about going to a T-Mobile store, and Carlos, you brought it up. I wanted to ask you guys a question, mainly Carlos, because I don't know what was the last time you went, maybe recently or not, but when you went in that store, when you walked in, when you saw the employees, like the people there, like your corporate,
Okay.
did they feel like they were like welcoming? Did they feel like genuine?
No, the energy's not there like it
Okay,
used to be.
now let's rewind the tapes back to, let's say, 2017, if you can remember. When you walked into that store in 2017, was the energy any different then or much better?
Much better, bro. They would honestly they would explain stuff more. They would sit here and bro, just even ask you how's your day been, just being really friendly, bro. Like you could feel the positive energy. Now it feels like it feels like damn, I got to make sure that I can hold on to this thing to have my paycheck for the bills next month. Like it feels like that type of mentality, because they're scared. You can't blame them. They're scared, bro.
But see, they don't have to. They don't have to actually feel like they're hypocrites. John's gone. If John was still there, we'd be calling T-Mobile hypocrites. We're not calling them hypocrites because John's gone. John was the guy who was the maverick. John was the uncarrier, so he's gone.
And he's not coming back unless, of course, things really got really bad. But I don't see any way he would want to come back. He has
He ain't
enough.
coming back.
He has everything he wants. He don't need to keep digging T-Mobile out. He did his time. He did 10 full years. So why do you need to come back? And I see people on Twitter. I'm on Twitter right now. Carlos, I'll at you if I find anything interesting. But people are literally saying, he should come back. He should take the helms. No, my man already did his time. He don't need to keep getting them, bailing him out. He did everything he could do. It was up to them to take the torch and make more step forwards. Instead, they fell 2 steps back. So don't try to pull that card.
If they wanted to keep his torch going, they would have renewed his contract because he wanted to continue. They forced him out.
He could have stayed on an advisory role.
Yeah.
He could have advised the continuation of the uncarrier.
Exactly.
I want to know parts of that.
Even in the board of directors, remember that they were on. He resigned from it, or did they force him out of that too?
No, he left.
Oh, he left.
Bro, how much you want to bet, bro? He went in there. He heard all this stuff, bro. He saw the paperwork. He's looking. He's like, oh, my God. He was like, I got to go.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Is the way I see it playing out. Like, I'm thinking to myself, how did John Legere last 1 week on a board? That's such a comfortable, stress-free position. He's an advisor. He was there for a cup of coffee, bro, and he was gone. He resigned. He said, "No, thank you."
He probably spit that coffee out, bro.
Carlos, he probably saw what was on the board, literally, and he's like,
"I can't be part of this.
Everything I just did in 10 years,
y'all
out the window in one meeting." Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, nobody just resigns that fast, unless there was some real legitimate reason. He must have walked in there and said, all right, let's see what you guys are going to do. He probably looked at it and said, like you said, all my hard work that I worked up for 10 years, y'all are just going to throw it out the window. And he probably said, you know what? I don't want to be a part of this. Not only would it probably ruin his name and reputation, but it probably ruin everything he stood for. So if he left and, whatever he's doing now, I hope he succeeds. So I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to get his own, start picking up another cellular service like Visible or Mint or somebody. I don't know. I'm just, theorizing. I wouldn't be surprised if he decided to go and do that and then make a full 360 on them and then watch them go up. I wouldn't be surprised.
The only thing is that they got a hush on him, but the company
he's got a non-compete for sure.
But if, let's say, like you said, if somebody really wants to join him, then maybe they're willing to pay that termination, because it's going to cost some money to get that hush contract to go away.
Mm-hmm.
What would be funny seeing is Dish using him. That would be hilarious. I would honestly laugh. If
they got a non-compete. They got a non.
You can pay it, bro. If the penalty is $1 million, let's say like the penalty is $50 million, all you gotta do is pay it and it's gone.
You think they would be willing to pay $50 million, bro? Charlie Ergen would never.
Yeah, but you never know, bro. You never.
That's money he could be
know.
spending at the poker table, bro. He ain't gonna do that,
bro. But I'm just saying that theoretical. Like that would be honestly, that would be some crazy stuff if he honestly swallowed some, just took the loss and to make a bigger gain.
So I'm watching Verizon right now, and I'm seeing more uncarrier moves out of Verizon. Mm-hmm. And here's what I mean. I'm not saying that they're John Legere. Here's what I'm saying. Verizon is giving their employees that contracted COVID 6 months paid leave. 6 months. Thanks, Dave B. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for the super chat. RIP T-Mobile. Long live John. It's not RIP T-Mobile. It's a new T-Mobile. Right? It's not RIP. It's just different. You know, the flavor has changed. The new recipe, the new ingredients. Verizon is giving any of their employees 6 months paid leave if they contracted COVID. They're also giving their employees 8 weeks of paid leave if one of their family members was affected by the infection. That's more uncarrier than anything, because right now T-Mobile's closing stores, laying off employees. You get what I'm saying? I'm sensing a different vibe out of the new Verizon. They have a new CEO. They're doing more consumer-friendly things. Bro, I call up Verizon and ask for a credit. They gave it to me.
Oh, yeah.
I call T-Mobile to get a credit. It's like $12. I call Verizon and ask for $40. They give me $40. Carlos calls T-Mobile. They're getting pissed. They don't want to give him what he's asking for.
Bro, they were trying to give me $20.
It's like trying to milk an ant, bro. Like, what you going to get out of milking an ant, you know?
Like, bro, my business lost $2,000 worth of installs. And you're telling me that my $2,000 loss is worth only $20? Are you serious?
T-Mobile hustling backwards.
Bro,
yeah, Alex, yeah. Not different in a good way, not in a consumer way, for sure.
Bro, this is one. You know how I got that OnePlus, right? It's funny, bro. I still haven't returned it because I've been slacking. Verizon calls me the other day, wondering, they see that I haven't, dropped it off yet. I told them, some stuff has been going on, blah, blah, blah. And I told them, I haven't had time because, it's just with a lot of things going on right now and this and that. They're like, oh, okay, don't worry. We'll call you back in a week, to see if you were able to drop off the package, and I'll credit you the month of the installment because the return has already been processed. They offered the credit. I didn't even have to bring it up.
Yeah. Well, that's what we need.
That's what T-Mobile used to do.
Well, that's what we need from our carriers. That should be the expectation. I don't want to see that go. I'd like to see that retained with the new T-Mobile. I don't want to see that change. I hope they continue to operate in the best interest of the people, and be consumer friendly. You don't want to see those things go away. They worked for a lot of years to build that type of relationship with their customers. And,
exactly.
T-Mobile's churn rate stabilized, right? Like the churn rate, which is customer retention, it started getting very predictable and very strong. Well, they're going to have a hard time with the network integration process. So they may have churn rate just based on network experience. But if they start experiencing churn because of customer care or lack thereof, well, that's concerning because that's going to be sustainability or lack of sustainability in keeping customers long-term. One of the things that T-Mobile relied upon was those relationships from the team of experts and calling customer care and being so understanding. Once that goes, they will lose some customers to that, I think.
Of course they will.
And with the cost gap closing on multi-line accounts, well, that takes it even further. Let's not forget, when I look at, say, for example, my Verizon account, I have 6 lines. They cost me $240. Taxes and fees brings it up to like $260. T-Mobile's at $230 out the door, but the difference is $30. That's $5 a line on a month. $5 per line over the 30 days. We're talking cents a day. So if one's better than the other, that difference in cost is no longer a driving force for a lot of people. Maybe it is. Maybe that $30 difference is important to some. Not me. The $30 to me would go to the better provider. All right. So unless they want to go back to being the bargain carrier, where they're giving you the best price possible and they're like half the price of Verizon, then people are going to start to think about some of the other stuff. Like, am I really getting what I'm paying for? Because my Verizon account's only like $20 or $30 more. My AT&T account's only $10 more. You get what I'm saying, Los?
Exactly.
The cost factor with their pricing having kind of come up a little bit, because remember, now they're offering more premium services, right? The value in what they give you is cool. Netflix, Quibi, that stuff is cool. There's a lot of people that leave that out on the table, though, and don't use it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
You know, and there's some people who pay for those services standalone. You know, so just calling it like it is, it's a full scale business execution.
No.
Alex says you get what you pay for. Verizon is like the Lamborghini of cell phone companies. T-Mobile's a Honda that wants to act like a Lamborghini.
Oh, man.
I like Hondas,
He's
bro.
not wrong,
I like
though.
Hondas.
He's not wrong, though.
You're right.
I like Hondas, bro. I like
To be fair, though,
Hondas,
Hondas are very good built cars. They last
That's
a long
what
time.
I'm saying, bro. It is a Volvo, but it's cool, bro. You know?
I wanted to. I was listening to you. I'm sorry I went off for a second, but I was listening and I heard you saying, value and also customers and stuff. The one thing that I noticed about this new T-Mobile is now there's some compromises starting to go into that value given. So let me explain. So I don't know if you know. Let me start with like the basic entertainment plan. They have Netflix and Quibi. Now, for me, Quibi is garbage. I'm sorry. I tried using it. It's terrible. It's not something I could use. It's just there's nothing there that surprised me. But it's cool. Yeah, listen, there's probably somebody who wants it. But at first they're like, okay, we'll give you both. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. After you got to make up your mind and stuff. That's cool. That's fine. I'm fair with that. But now there's a rumor, and from what I'm hearing, because I was in the store the other day with my mom, they're saying that they might actually be dropping Quibi. They might actually be dropping it because there's some reports that people aren't really into it. Like, I'm one of the few people that, don't use it. Some people just prefer Netflix. Some people just like that. So if they stuck with Netflix, that's cool. But the fact that they're considering just dropping the Quibi on us, I don't think it's true. I don't think they'll do it right away because they have a lot invested into it. But am I going to deny that people probably aren't using it as much? Probably not. I'm not going to deny that. But the next trade-off, that's another thing I noticed in their plans, is their actual plan layout. Sam, if you could pull up the T-Mobile website for reference, let's take a look at the plans. Let's just take a look at them for a second. Because I don't know if anybody's noticing. There's a few trade-offs, and they obviously, if you spend more money, you get the better. But beforehand, they used to actually just give you a lot. There was very minimal differences. So when you get that pulled up, we'll take a look. Carlos, let me ask you. What's your main provider? Verizon, T-Mobile?
Verizon.
All right.
Been with them for what? Since 1995, bro.
Yeah.
When there were 360 communications.
When you used Verizon, since you're one of their long-term customers, have they treated you kind of, I guess you could say, kind of like long-term, meaning like they, grandfathered, let's say if you had a leftover plan, they grandfathered it, or they gave you a plan upgraded for free, or, something, I don't know. Anything that shows that they treat their customers long-term properly.
When the iPhone X came out, and I had a S7 at the time, and it was screwing up the Galaxy S7 Edge. They gave me an iPhone X for free. I never had to pay for it. I didn't even have installments on it. They just straight up gave it to me for free.
Oh, nice.
All right, so just to clarify, Sunil, Verizon did not have an outage on Monday. No carrier had an outage except for T-Mobile. Auburn Man says BS, total BS. Here soon, T-Mobile will be taking over as soon as all the spectrum is put to use. I can give many examples or Verizon's network going down on quite a few occasions. Yeah, so can I.
Yeah.
What's your point? I don't. Nobody's Nobody's really saying that an outage is not fair, to judge one carrier or the other. I think outages are awful, but the only company that was out Monday was T-Mobile. That's all we said.
Yeah, T-Mobile was the only one.
Alex said Ford. Okay, so not the Honda, the Ford. Okay. Martin says, unfortunately,
Caleb's got breaking news. Caleb's got breaking news. Go all the way down. I'm sorry. He just wrote it.
Unfortunately, I probably always will remain a T-Mobile customer. I'm going to have to ride him out, good or bad. Well, that's unfortunate because as a consumer, you don't want to just be loyal aimlessly. Should be a reason.
Caleb just said something breaking. I'm sorry.
New CFO.
Yeah, they just named a new CFO.
Of who?
Wow. For T-Mobile.
They have a new CFO?
Pulling it up right now.
Okay, so, I mean, we've been talking about this shakeup on the executive side.
They named Peter Osvaldik. Did I say that right? Here, I'll show you my screen. Let me see if I can share it real fast. What's up?
Peter Osvaldik?
Osvaldik. That's his name. Here it is. I got it up on my end here.
Okay, T-Mobile names Peter I'll share the screen. How's that? Let's see. It literally happened. Let's see if this even matters, shall we? No, it's gone. Let me share this.
Want me to pull it up again? I'm sorry.
I got it. I tried to share it and then it disappeared, but here we go.
No worries.
All right. Okay. I'll read it to you guys because the print is small. Announced today, company has promoted Peter Osvaldik. Okay, I'm done. Now, why do you think I just clicked off?
Because it probably does no better.
He was promoted. He's from within the company.
No.
What does it matter? Who is he? What is he doing? Who is he? Who is this? What has he accomplished or done anything to warrant even a mention in my live stream? Get out of here! Get out of here!
Give him the boot.
Nah, you can't say get out of here without getting a fresh style New York pizza. You gotta do it right. You gotta do it right. And Spumoni Garden, LMB.
Oh man, bro. Oh. Brooklyn style, right?
LMB Spumoni.
God.
Nah, but that's fair, Sam, what you just did. Because it probably ain't going to make no difference.
Breaking news. I don't care.
The sorrows.
Hey, there's a saying where I'm from. Kick rocks.
Well.
God, I'm gonna pull up something for you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up something. If you guys don't follow us on Twitter, seriously, here we go. I got it. You guys should follow us on Twitter and get in on our live streams that we do on Periscope. They are a lot of fun. Mike, what would you say? Fun?
Oh, you kidding me? They're actually entertaining.
All right, here we go. We have the Urban Dictionary for kick rocks. Okay, basically a politer way of telling someone. Yeah.
Don't lose your monetization. Don't say it.
Peter Osvaldik, kick rocks, bro. Yeah.
Bro, is this from the shake? This is from the shakeup from yesterday, huh?
I guess, bro. But what's a
Joe?
CFO position, bro?
Joe Robertson, he says here, can we say the downfall continues with the same mind frame? Yeah, I think we could say that the downfall continues. I don't think he's going to do nothing.
Stay out of here. What's up, Jess? What's going on? Osvaldik has the same mind frame as Cezar. Bro, but what is it? It's not changed. Is he better with money than the guy that was there before? Does that mean he replaced? Is Braxton Carter was the previous CFO?
Yeah, he retired. That's what they said. He's retiring.
Ooh. So people are leaving or people are getting fired. Who cares, bro?
Maybe
when you resign, maybe the writing's on the wall. I don't know. They tell coaches, go ahead and resign so we don't have to publicly fire you. What's the difference if they resign or if they get fired? Who cares?
Yeah.
I think they're getting fired.
I think so. It's probably more of a polite way.
Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm done, man. I'm done. I got a live stream I got to do tonight. It's going to be a Patreon exclusive. Big shout out to the patrons for supporting production here on the SMT YouTube channel and also on the Patreon side of things. If you guys want to become members of the Patreon page, there is a link in the description box. We also have links to the @SneedTech Twitter handle. Carlos, he's also on Twitter. Technoid is also on Twitter. Check him out. We do Periscope lives and stuff. The community, it's a blast. Check it all out. We also have the Megadon.net invite code if you want to take your social media security seriously. Megadon.net. That link is there as well. Any parting words?
Carlos, go ahead.
I got a hashtag.
Sayonara.
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 Hey, hashtag for this live stream, kick rocks. Hashtag kick rocks. That's what I got for you guys. Anyways, I got a video to make. Stay tuned for that. I'll upload it probably in like 30 minutes. And I got a Patreon live tonight that I got to prep for. So y'all be cool, be safe out there. I wish you guys wealth. I wish you health. I wish everybody happiness. And watch out for those skunk apes on those T-Mobile towers.
The skunk apes have come.
Yeah. Yo, we out this piece. Peace.
All right, late.